What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bearded Garage, and it's time to get started on this subframe. Let's get this thing done. First things first, got to remove these engine mounts. We'll slap the new engine mounts on, and we'll get this thing test fitted onto the motor now. Once that's done, we can go ahead and trace out the cutout we need for the AC compressor, get this thing cut out and welded in. So let me set up the camera. We'll go ahead and remove the mounts, put the new LS mounts on, and mount it up. All right, guys, so I'm here with the motor mounts that came with the Hawk Performance kit. Here they go here. They are labeled left and right. And so basically, got the old motor mounts out. This thing here sets back like that. So there's 4 holes in the subframe, and they're all gonna line up. It's gonna go just like that here on the driver's side. Passenger side labeled as well, and it's gonna go, and you're gonna get 3 bolts on the passenger side and 4 bolts on the driver's side in. That's just how the kit fits. Here goes those 3 holes right there, 1, 2, and 3 under my hand, and that should do it. So I'm gonna use the old bolts for now. I bought brand new grade 8 bolts, but just to mock it up, I'm gonna tighten it with the old bolts, and then we'll get this thing set under the engine. All right, I got the engine mounts in, and they're just loose. I just put them in there hand tight, just so I can try and get everything lined up with the engine mounts that's already on the engine. So next step, we're gonna try and raise this thing up, set it in place. I'm not sure if I'm gonna try and do it with the AC compressor in place now. I know it won't fit, so I might have to remove it in order to get this thing in place. So let me set up the camera and let's see if we can get it up there. All right, so I got the subframe up, a little help with the stool there, and looks pretty good. I got about 1.5 inches of clearance here. I can fit my hand under no problem. Looks like the alternator, there's a bracket, triangle bracket for the subframe. Looks like it's gonna clear. Here goes the back portion, how close the oil pin is to the subframe, and I can fit my fingers in no problem. So that's pretty clear. I might just grind it smooth just to give me some extra clearance. Here goes the passenger side here. Looks pretty good. So I did have to remove the AC compressor just so I can get the subframe mounted up. And this is the bracket that comes with the kit, and it's gonna mount right here. So you see this top lip on the bracket and the way that the subframe is shaped. So it's just gonna line up like that basically, and I'm just gonna cut it out. We'll go ahead and weld it in, and I think we will be good to mount the AC compressor after that. So I think what I'll do is I'll drop the subframe, we'll grind this thing smooth, the area that needs to be cut out and welded, and we'll get this thing mounted in. All right, got everything set up. Got my wire brush, safety goggles, of course. I think I have everything marked out. You can see my white chalk lines there for depth. I just took the cutout, set it in place, and then went ahead and marked it. So I got the depth, I got a basic outline of where I need to cut. And I went about 1/8 of an inch inside of the line, just so that if I need to, I can trim to fit the cutout. I don't want to be too large and have to MIG weld this huge gap. So we're gonna go ahead and make the cut. We'll set the plug in place and start welding. All right guys, so I started cutting out the subframe using the die grinder, and I just traced it out. As you can see, I got a little bit more to go here on this lip here. I think once I get that out, I'll be able to tuck that in there and weld it into place. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep cutting, and I'll get back to you guys. So I think I got it all cut out. Here it goes here. Went a little overboard there, no problem. Just the corner there. So I'll go ahead and get the welder set up. We'll go ahead and weld this thing in place. I'm just gonna put a couple tack welds here and there, nothing crazy, and then I'll test fit it back on the engine with the AC compressor in place. All right, so I just got this thing up in place. Here we go. On the engine stand. All right, let's see if the compressor fits. Set up the camera right there. All right, looks like we're good now. Here goes how much room I have. Plenty of room behind. Plenty of room. There we go. All right, so looks like I'll go ahead and get this thing completely finished welded, painted, and move on. All right, now that we got it tacked all in place, I'm gonna go ahead and do the finishing pass along the complete outside, and grind it down if I need to, and smooth it out with a little bit of Bondo before I paint it. Alright guys, starting hitting it with the flap wheel. As you can see, getting nice clean edges. Just really smoothing everything out until it's all nice and clean. I might go ahead and fill up some of these holes while I'm at it. I know I shouldn't, but I mean, I'm already here. I might weld up the holes that are not used. I'll keep the brake line holes, of course. Other than that, just gonna continue on grinding with the flap wheel until everything's nice and smooth. And I might just put a skim coat of Bondo in here just to give me that last final touch that I want. That might be a little overboard, but you know, if you don't have pride in your work, then why do it at all, right? All right, so while I was waiting for my grinder to charge up, batteries were dead, I went ahead and welded up the holes that are unused. There they all go there. So once the grinder's charged up, we'll go ahead and grind it all smooth and keep it moving. All right guys, so I got the subframe completely wire brushed down. You can see everything is all bare metal. Those are the areas that I welded up the holes. Just kept the holes that I needed. Looks pretty good. Here goes the cutout. Looking nice as well. Next up, we'll go ahead and get this thing primered and painted. So I got this thing primered up, all gray primer. Here goes the cutout, bondoed, nice and smooth. Looks factory. We can now move on to painting it gloss black. Got the subframe completely painted and clear coated. Came out pretty clean. There it goes there. All right, let's go ahead and put the motor mounts on, and we'll mount it up to the engine. Get this thing in the car now. All right, I got the motor mounts all bolted up. On the right hand side, passenger side, you have to drill out this top hole if you want 4 bolts to match the driver's side. Went ahead and did that. I think we are ready to go because the brake line's all painted up. So I'll go ahead and load the subframe onto that little dolly I got under there. We'll slide it into place, bolt it up, and keep it moving. All right, guys, well, kind of going back and forth. I decided to install the engine from underneath. Got it on the dolly here. Subframe is mounted in, as you can see there. The only thing left to do is figure out where to raise the car, the front end of the car, get it high enough so that I can slide this thing into place and mount up the subframe with the engine attached. So I'll set up the camera and try and figure this thing out. Got the engine hoist strapped to the front of the Iroc. Got this thing starting to jack up here. Got the engine and subframe on a dolly. I'm gonna try and jack up the car enough to wheel the engine underneath, if possible. Let me set this thing up. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and jack up the car, jack up the body of the car. I'm gonna try and slide the engine from underneath and bolt the subframe up. So fingers crossed. All right, subframe is completely bolted in. And I think I'm good. Yeah, I definitely made the right choice with installing the engine from below. So much easier. So much easier. There we go. All right, let me clean up some of this mess. And I think I'll finish up the brake lines now. Start adding the suspension. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna end the video here. Up next will be running the wire harness. Got that on the opposite side. Let me run over there. Got the wire harness. Already ran through the firewall. We'll start getting this thing wired up. I do have the transmission here sitting. That's gonna need to be rebuilt. So I'm waiting on the kit to show up. But in the meantime, I figure we can wire this thing up, start running all the lines. We got power steering, coolant, brakes, you name it, right? AC lines. What I did with the, I went ahead and polished it. I don't know why. So yeah, that'll be the next video. Starting to get this thing plumbed up. One step closer to firing this thing off. Before I close off the video, guys, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, for comments, good or bad. This is not my 9 to 5, right? I have a regular 9 to 5, and then I come into the garage at night and work on things like this because it's what I love to do. So Again, I just wanted to say thank you guys. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. If you're not following my Instagram, it's The Bearded Garage. You'll see some other projects that I've done. I did a Dodge Ram. We did heads, cam, headers, you name it. Currently working on a 64 convertible Lincoln, getting that wired up, rebuilt or replaced the carburetor. Gonna put power door locks in that, and then we got this Hemi project coming up. It's an 08 SRT8, the 426 Hemi, forged pistons, rods, crank. So with a Kenny Bell 4.7 liter supercharger. So that'll be the one of the upcoming projects as well. Again, thank you guys, and please check back soon. Tell friends, family if you can. I appreciate it. Take it easy, guys.